Are we at this point now?
We're here, brother. It's been a year and a half of putting this Lathrop & Sons boot build project together, and we are finally there, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, it is.
That's really cool. It's really cool.
What do you think? I mean, looking at this, how did we get to this point? All those years that we've been fitting all these different boots and all these different foot types.
The real reason that we actually got to this, Stephen, was to try to reinvent the wheel in the hunting boot industry. That's very difficult to do, but I think we've actually accomplished a lot. These good-looking designs here, from a mechanical standpoint, really should be top of the line.
It goes back to our big thing with this build. Everyone's got a great boot. Why doesn't a boot fit? Don't you think that's the real reason? I mean, we're constantly getting calls. Why doesn't this boot fit? Why doesn't that boot fit? You and I sat and put together data sheets on why this worked and why that worked. And I mean, the secret sauce is more than just what a boot looks like. It has to do with what the midsole's built like. It has to do with the upper. Everything has to blend together. I mean, take for example.
That's true.
Would you agree with that?
No doubt. It definitely is. Mechanically, everything needs to be aligned up with the individual's lower extremity. Having the right type of heel height and toe spring really is going to make a difference in how a boot's going to function, meaning track with the heel. That's a big problem that people have. Heel blisters.
Heel blistering. That for sure is the number one.
And being able to stop that, prevent that from taking place is huge.
Well, don't you think, though, the way that we develop that midsole and having our own molds made specifically to our needs and our customers' needs versus just building a boot, throwing a midsole on it. Our audience probably like to see it. This is the midsole.
One of the benefits is dual density polyurethane here.
Definitely.
You have one durometer here on the outside, which is going to help create a little more stability, and then of course the red right in here, which is going to create a lot of cushion for the foot.
And that's part of how we're rocking some of that. So the studies that we've done showed that this specific design created more efficiency in gait. For 2017, there's going to be some happy guys on the side of the mountain. That midsole that's on that Mountain Hunter is different than what is on the Mountain Hunter Elite, because the Mountain Hunter Elite has that cramp-on lip.
You can see the difference right
the cramp-on lip versus the polyurethane heel stabilizer. Now, what's really cool about that, too, this stabilizer is actually molded into the bottom of the sole. The way that functions is, it's different in the two different models. You have the Mountain Hunter, and then you have the Mountain Hunter Elite. Your Mountain Hunter Elite model is going to be a little more technical.
Sure.
You have the leather and the Cordura in the tongue region of the boot.
It's going to breathe a little bit.
Have a little bit better breathability. You lace farther down onto the toe. Instead of using a lacing lock system, what'd we do?
We went to the basics.
We went with the basic stuff that's not going to break.
Yeah. Doesn't break.
It's
going to last longer. A lot of these working parts over a period of time have a tendency
or snap
to wear out, and laces kind of flatten out and kind of lose that locking mechanism.
This Elite model, we know that this is the trend in hunting. Guys are wanting a more technical, but there's definitely a need for the all leather boot.
Sure.
We get a mix. We get a lot of guys that are wanting to get into a light technical boot. Well, this is going to serve its purpose. You still have the dual durometer. You still have what we call the L&S Perfect Shank. This will have the TPU cramp-on. It stiffens up that rear foot, but it showed them on that Lathrop & Sons midsole the way that we incorporated that.
This is actually more of a heel stabilizer in there. It wraps up around the heel, and that helps keep that heel from twisting one way or the other. creates a lot of stability in the rear foot itself.
And that still has that lace-to-toe feature on it, just like the Elite.
The independent lacing system right here. This actually helps create a much more comfortable, secure foot. When you draw that lace up, the hardware itself is actually attached to one solid piece of leather as opposed to 5 independent places here, and it just conforms around the foot. Makes the leather or the other types of materials form fit.
When we went with the Mountain Hunter boot in the all leather, we also dropped down to a slightly thinner leather, but it's smooth. And we reinforced this entire area. And what we did that was very interesting on this tongue, this feature, the way that it is cut, it's cut at an angle because naturally a human, when he comes down and hits, this boot wants to flex in that way. If you look at a lot of these tongues, it's just one solid slab of material or leather through that area. We've notched that. It makes it much more comfortable over time. I mean, man, we've been testing these prototypes. You can see over on the shelf, that's one of James and I's boots. We've gone through multiple samples, creating, I don't know how many different lasts. We tested 6 or 8 different lasts we actually had made for ourselves. Came up with what we feel is a boot last that's going to fit 80% of the population walking around.
Sure.
Addressing the issues that we've seen with them. I mean, we literally get these samples in, guys, and these samples aren't inexpensive. This is all obviously would be your generation 1, your generation 4, 5, 6 prototype. We literally would dissect every one of these boots apart and literally figure out exactly why it felt a certain way after some time and why it didn't fit. There are a lot of key components that were put into this boot. It is the secret sauce there, and this is not a mass-produced boot. These are the highest quality of leathers. We didn't cut any corners whatsoever on this boot. We wanted to bring to the public.
If it was gonna have our name on it,
it had to be right.
It had to be right. And I think anybody that has a chance or an opportunity to try a pair of these on, or actually even just put it in your hands, and you can compare it with other models that are out available for purchase, and you can certainly tell that the quality in this is above or it's right up there. There isn't anything that's really second to none.
Anyway, we hope you guys will come to check them out on our website. It's lathropsons.com. If you have any questions, you can call us at our phone number. It's right there on the website. You need to always follow us on our Instagram and Facebook account. A lot of information is going to get spit out on these boots. And we appreciate you taking the time to watch this video.